And welcome back to Lair. I'm SULK, and I'm really excited to bring you our next build video. This kit needs absolutely zero introduction, because once you see it, again, you'll know. I am Optimus Prime, leader of the Autobots. Technically, I can't really say that because I'm not officially licensed Prime, but come on, it's Prime. And again, I am such a big Transformers fan since, growing up, not just Generation 1, but also, again, especially Beast Wars, because I am one of those who know I am one of the biggest Beast Wars fans and Transformers in general. And having this and the timing of it, again, real life, the new Transformers movies, Rise of the Beast, is coming out, and the timing is impeccable where I can actually build this and try to promote the new Transformers movie because I am just so excited to watch it. This kit is, again, made by Wangao, and it is the bare robot lines, so you have the half perspective of mechanical and fully skinned up. This is kit number 188003, rated for 6+. Once again, doesn't show how many pieces in it, but if it's anything like the other two that I've built, I'm not basing off pieces, I'm basing off probably 3-4 hour mark. Should be completed. But again, Prime. I can't, you're just geeking out with this sort of thing because it's such a close, the nostalgia alone. So I really can't wait to get started, and let's get into it. So first things first, let's get into the box. Again, made by Wangao. Chinese at the bottom of the signature. And 400% bare robot. Wish I knew what it meant, but going to the image itself, you have Prime bare robot in all its glory. Moving to the back of the box, show a little added detail. See, it comes with an energon blaster. Head can rotate left and right. Fully articulate arm. And kind of the third one into this, so there's not really much else they can really add to box art and detail, but instead of the regular bear and RX-78, now you have Prime. So, let's crack her open. Starting things off. Nice thick booklet like usual, so Wangao is very good at that. Has 96 pages of instructions with about 400 steps. Once again, instructions are fully colored, so again, always good on them. Bags come nicely labeled between 1 through 6. Let's get started. And here we have the completed Prime in all its glory. Starting with the head, you can see they capture the full aesthetic of the Autobot leader very well. From the actual side vents here, personally I don't remember the G1 Prime having side vents, but it could be a kind of a mixture between Generation 1 and the Bayformers. They do a very good job integrating the whole bear aesthetic with the Optimus Prime. But the one thing I had to nitpick on is I would rather have wished they did a full battle mask, so they did the silver instead of white. But I can see what they're going for. On the side of the head, he has his iconic antenna that kind of meshes very well with the bear ears. On the back, he has some rear vents here. I don't remember seeing them on the Prime, but again, very rarely do you ever see the back of his head. But there they are. But good thing on the mechanical side, it does have a vent here that matches it, so I guess it was a designer's choice at that point. Again, a lot of detail on the head with a lot of simulated like gears, pistons, you name it, all this mechanical stuff. So they do a very good job of capturing the mechanical aesthetic. Going back to the front, they have a chain here. I'm not really too sure what it's for, but it's there. And again, designer's choice. Going back to the front where the eye is, unlike the RX-78, the eyes don't go all the way, so you do see his little clear vision eye here. Moving on to the chest piece, they used the original Generation 1 Freightliner instead of the truck they use in the Bayformer movies, so it does capture the windshield and the grille of the Freightliner very well. The grille should be a little bit more it should be a little bit deeper, but again, I'm not the designer on this, so that's the design they decided to choose. That's the design they went with. Going on to the shoulder, this is the one time I wish they had a sticker piece, because he should have an Autobot insignia on his shoulder pad here. But again, shamelessly plugging the printing company. Hopefully, I will make a water slide decal and correct that myself. He is holding his iconic, I lift it up, his iconic blaster, and they do a very good job of actually like designing this thing to make it look like from the Generation 1 cartoon. Moving on to the side of his arm, he has his exhaust pipe that you always see when he does transform. That's where it sits. So, nice touch of detail there. Moving on to the back, you can see how smooth his back is. I'm pretty sure he has, not really a backpack, but I remember in the toy, it does stick out a bit, but I can see why they made it nice and smooth. Onto the mechanical side. I personally don't remember Prime having thrusters in the back, but I could be wrong. Very rarely do you see the back in the show. And I never actually had the Generation 1 toy to actually compare it to. So I'll assume again designer's choice on that. But they also use these pipes here to recreate exhaust. Moving back onto the mechanical side of it. One of the few times they actually keep the color going around all the way. And they had a little touch of a spinning gear here that does match the aesthetic of the front. So you can actually stick your hand here and spin these gears as well, which is pretty nice from them. On to the mechanical side of the grill, a little more gears, a light here, and yeah, that's pretty much the torso. Moving on to his legs and groin. Going onto the side here, they do a very good job of recapturing the aesthetic of his legs. Because you remember, Prime actually has these little white marks on his bottom of his leg. Onto the side of it, nice touch of detail by adding wheels, actually rubber tires and rims on the side, and they actually do spin, which again is very true to the aesthetic of Optimus Prime. Onto the back of the mechanical side. Again, don't remember there being exhaust ports there, but could be wrong. These both kind of move up and down. And again, they added a nice little detail of having spinning rims and tires onto the side of his leg. Onto the front, again, more lights. And you can see these little repurposed parts to recreate pistons and more gears moving. So that completes our close-ups, and let's move on to the rest of the review. And we're back. Altogether, this kit took about 4 hours and 15 minutes to complete. And let's start with my likes and dislikes of it. My first thing I really love is that it fully captures the aesthetic of Prime. Like, there's no mistaking anything about it. Once you see it, you know it's Optimus Prime. There's just so much attention to detail in this thing. Like, they added the spinning wheels on the side, on both sides actually, and just like when the actual robot form, you can see that's where the wheels go. Nice little thing. They added a blaster to it, so you can kind of pose it like this. But the main plus, just like the RX-78, is that it has very solid ratcheting joints on the arms. And I've had this pose for at least like probably a day or two now, and it hasn't dropped at all since. So it's one of those things you just set it, forget it, and look back on the shelf every so once in a while, and he'll still be like this. Another thing is that they did such a great job of just capturing his face. Like, looking at it, like, as I said at the beginning, is you can't mistake that it's not Prime. Same face. Obviously, they had to kind of remove the shield, his face mask a bit, because they had to do the whole bear aesthetic. But it kind of meshes like completely seamlessly. Especially when it comes to the ears, it doesn't get in the way of its antennas or anything else. Another thing is that this thing is solid. Unlike the original bear that I built where it kind of just topples over, once I put it together, it's solid. Like, nothing comes off, nothing really breaks loose. But yeah, like, holds together very well. Because I was a little bit nervous about when I put the head on and all the arms. One of those things is toppling over. Last thing I want to do is shatter the thing like I did with the bear. I was actually surprised that on this kit, it tells you to build the head first, and that's actually what took the longest time. The head alone took about 2 hours, 15 minutes, and then the rest of it, you kind of just fly through. So, if as long as you stick it out, don't lose any frustrations in putting on the head or putting the head together, you'll be fine. Moving on to my dislikes about it, is that, again, nitpicking because I'm going deep into Transformer fandom to nitpick at this model. First thing is, I wish it came on Matrix of Leadership, because that is synonymous with Prime. It's such a big thing in the lore for him to have a Matrix, because you can see peek through his visor, the windshield here, and you can see some the gears and details. So why not put a Matrix? Can't be that hard, but then again, I'm not the one designing it, and again, I can just say it's easy, but who knows? But yeah, if it came a Matrix of Leadership inside, or at least half of it, would have been perfect. Also, I was kind of hoping that the chest would open up and reveal the Matrix, but again, minor details. Another thing I wish it came with a backpack, because Prime does have a little booster pack in the back, and if you gotta add all this detail into it, it shouldn't be that hard to throw one in there, right? But I guess it just won't mesh. Another thing I'm semi-disappointed about is that on the head, especially the antennas on the side, I may as well get into it. His little smokestack here falls off ridiculously easy. Even, like, I almost lost it on the build because it was just tucked away in the instruction manual, and when I had it all together, I was like, where did this go? It's only held on by 2 studs here. I wish it was 4, because it would have been a lot more solid. But 2 studs, you're going to knock into anything, it will pop off. So, moving back to the antennas, you see a lot of loose studs just on the side of it and also the back of the head. But that's all the loose studs you'll see on this. Like, fully on his right side, from his torso on, nothing. Everything is nicely covered up. I wish I had these little 2x1 tile pieces to cover it up, but I have nothing that really matches this color, because this is, I think, its own unique color that they put for this model. Also, I don't remember Prime having thrusters in the back of his legs. But again, now I'm truly just nitpicking because I'm a huge Transformers fan. Love Prime. Was the kind of the hero growing up. And again, broke my heart, spoiler alert, when it was a 30-year-old spoiler. Get used to it. When he bit the dust fighting Megatron in the original movie. So still kind of broke my heart. But it goes back to it before he died, hands over to Matrix leadership to Ultra Magnus. So why doesn't he have one now? Just saying. But other than that, as an alternative bricks build and as a Transformers fan, kind of gotta have one. Because, like, other than those few nitpicking things, perfect. And one more thing, just again. For the RX-78, they at least gave him the shield for his left hand. His mechanical hand seems kind of, like, naked without something. Easily could have given him an Energon axe or something. They could use those clear pieces to at least kind of make an axe to have him hold something. Because, again, we see Prime, he does wield that axe quite a bit. So you give him something on one side and not the other. They could have just added that, but not the one designing it, so can't really say that. It could have been impossibly difficult to make, but who knows. But other than that, get one. And if you do want to get one, actually, he is available on our website at conquestlayer.com. So the merch and also some of the other stuff in the back than on our previous videos. So want to check it out? Check out the previous videos and check out our website at Conquest Lair. So he is available, much like my next video going to be. And again, just like the RX-78, the regular Bear, and I think the Astro Boy should all be up there. So again, if you like this kind of content, please don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button and hit that bell notification for updates. And don't forget to leave a comment because, again, we like hearing from you. Also, don't forget to follow us on all our social medias because we have our Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram all up and running. And I'd like to plug the website again at conquestlayer.com. Also, once again, I would like to thank the DIY Club for helping us get this model because I'm pretty sure we're pretty hard to find, but here we have it. Until next time, I'm SULK, and have fun building, y'all. Laters.